Hang on, have I hit the right button? I don't know. Hang on. This is a different button I have to hit. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I've hit the right button. Just roll the intro? I think I hit the right button. Do you think MD's noticed I'm not here yet? I am here. I'm sorry, not here. Am I not here? I do love this new intro. We're working on just fly-by the islands and everything. It's so gorgeous. This is version 1 as well. This isn't like the real version. This is like a test render I did. Look how glorious it is. Like, watch how gorgeous this transition. That bit there, beautiful. Like that bit. It's probably my favourite bit. Anyway, I need to get ready to hit another button in a second. So. Enjoy. I'll explain in a second what's going on. Don't worry. Don't worry. I hit that button, and then hopefully I appear. Stream ending video, music finishing. Hi. I think I've hit the right button. I don't know. I was doing that without the other glasses on, so I could see which buttons I was hitting. Let me put these on and let me prop the music. Can we get music in a VOD? I don't know. Look at me. It's a shambolic production. You can see everything that's going on. Anyway, oh, here you are. Face to face in this tragic bar. Another crescent, I am going places, makes me laugh about the irony of everything. You like the way you're thinking, I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. Holidays! Woo! We're on fucking holiday. Who there is on holiday? I'm on holiday. Sort of. Now, over here. I might be in chat. Somebody, okay, if you're in chat, hit something now. Like, okay, type something on it. Yeah, I don't know. See, so, let me explain. This is me from the past. Like the past, broadcasting to you in the now. It's live for the first time ever. This is brand new. This is not like a rerun or anything. This is brand new stuff from the past, recorded, now broadcasted in the now to you, and yeah, it's what we're doing. So I'm on holiday. You guys all know I am taking a well-deserved break to let my body recover and to get my head a bit more straight and just generally get a bit of sun and also kind of just, think more about the future and what we're going to do. So, but what I thought was, rather than just leave you all like islandless, not without your fix, I thought, well, you know what? I'll record four streams. We're going to do 2 Star Wars ones, and then we're going to have 2 playthroughs on the Sundays for the movie playthrough people. Got a couple of new ones there. But yeah, I thought keep these short, around an hour, and I would just talk about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I'm going to talk about a little bit of review. We're going to talk about Conquest. We're going to talk about where we expect Conquest to be, how I find Conquest at the moment, how I've found the past Conquests, my strategies for Conquest. Probably by now in the Discordians, I'll have posted like a daily progress. Chin chin everyone, get yourself a drink. We'll be here for an hour. Yeah, so this is basically your normal stream. It's your normal stream. new stuff, me talking about shit, me giving some hot takes, me talking a little bit about, you know, how I'm finding the game. And during this one, we're going to talk about is how did I find 5v5? Anything I learned, how do I feel generally about the game and where that's going. I'm going to talk about my farming directions. We're going to look at a little bit more about in detail about some of the characters and maybe some of the characters we don't often talk about. We'll talk about Bad Batch. We'll talk about gear directions and where those are. And just talk a little bit about my long-term thoughts on the game and where I'm finding things and what we might do. Then I think we might talk for a little bit of time, really short time, about the channel as a whole and where we're seeing it going, and yeah, and just do a little bit of thank yous, because ultimately you guys are absolutely fucking incredible and I want to thank every single one of you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the people that come and view and look, Opinionator, DJ, B-Cubes, Thisk, Fighting Drunk, my first in-stream crowd. I love you. To actually do on a presentation like this, and before you've done anything, you already have an active chat. We just do a little intro. I don't have like a 5-minute intro or a 10-minute intro that drones on with a countdown and a stream starting soon. We just go straight into it, like 2 minutes, and you guys are already here. You guys are chatting. You guys are already chatting to each other, which is absolutely incredible. I hope you're doing that at the moment, because yeah, it means a lot to me, and you guys are incredible. Thank you. Thank you, my first in stream crew. You make this, and don't never forget how important that is to me. It's not the subs or the bits, it is more the people here chatting, interaction, forming a community, forming a group of people that love each other, a group of people that work together, and we'll talk more about that when we see the little island leaderboard when we talk about 5. So yeah, thank you, my friends. Then we're going to talk about Conquest. We're going to talk about the feats in the new Conquest, but to be honest, we'll already be about 4, 5, 6 days into Conquest by the time this goes live, so no doubt there'll be a lot of chat in the little channel, little Discordians. I need to change the link. I will change the link. But yeah, long-term thoughts on Conquest, how I find the game mode, what I find about that, and what my strategies to it are, anything that I'm learning, anything I'm now doing differently than what I was doing before. I mean, this is not going to replace any of the incredible videos by Bit Dynasty, Skeltrix. It's just Ian, Thisk. There's so many incredible human beings out there that do all these incredible little strat videos that make life easy. So please, we're going to talk generally about the game mode, not about, oh god, how do I beat that single boss? If that makes any sense. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to talk for about an hour. I'm going to try and keep it tight and not wander on too much, because obviously you have places to be, you have loved ones to hug. So we're going to start talking about 5v5. How did it go? Where was I? Was I good? Was I bad? How did I feel about it? What I would have done differently? Let me pull up. You can see, oh god, you can see behind the island. My god. Don't type P for Pornhub. That's a tip there. Anyway, we are going to talk about I'm going to flip across. We're going to go into, we're going to look at the roster, but I guess it's maybe an overview. Maybe I should move myself up. I think I obscure this. Let's move up. Exclamation mark up. I will up. Up. There we go. So yeah, I mean, here we are here. This has been our path since, I think it started here. I think this was the start of the 12. Oh, hang on, are you behind on time? Gosh, you were behind on time. I had to speed you up there. I think these are the 12 matches, I think. Hard for me to remember, but But yeah, so where did it start? Well, it started, I was in Germany. And I was coming back from Germany, but I wasn't able to play my first round the way I wanted to. So I lost my first round, started 1-0, and I dropped down. And at the moment I'm in Kyber. I dropped from Kyber 1 to Kyber 2, I think. Just. Then we had a little break, I think, of a few days. Then I won. Then I won again, and that was the end of the first 3. So I went in the first round, I went 1 and 2, which are pretty good. Then I went 3-0, and that got me up to 3-7-1-5, the highest level I'd ever been. We then had another break, and I went 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 2-1. Again, heading up to new heights. Then we had another break, and I went 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss again. So kind of overall on the season went 2-1, 3-0, 1-2, 1-2. So we ended up, I think, 7-5, is that? I don't know. Math. And ended up sort of higher than we had been, but we had been higher overall. So a pretty decent record, to be honest. A lot of these failures, I would say this one here when I didn't really play it because I was ill and I was coming back from Germany. A few of these I was ill, but I only lost by about 10 banners. And then the ones at the end, I only lost again by 1 or 2 banners. So every single match was really, really close. And I think that's where we're going in the game. If we talk more about generally where 5v5s is. It's now become just like, it's like 2 man meats smashing together. It's that sort of like gorgeous thing we all love. It's like 2 heavyweights slugging away now. And every single battle is against a viable opponent. God, even on VODs, I can't get the fucking words right. I hope I can still swim in VODs. I presume I can. I don't know. What I can do is I can't play the better music. So we're stuck with this depressing mix. Anyway, so yes, we have this. And I think that's where 5v5s is coming. You know, I think everyone we've seen on the Little Island leaderboard, they've all had these good weeks where they've kind of dropped down, and then they've had bad weeks where they've been up high. And I think it's kind of like a common... Now, this guy, this is from the last round, you wouldn't have seen this. This guy just attacked in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And maybe it's something we need to talk about, maybe the difference about doing it as a content creator. It's such a... Okay, can you just Aldy fuck off? Don't be such a wank, right? No, not so much a content, but doing it at a specific time, I should say, you know. Every one of my opponents can look at any history and see that I attack at like 10 hours, 12 hours before the end. Therefore, every single one of them can wait until I've attacked, look at the points, and then score what they need. This guy cleared the last ship battle in the last 10 minutes to get the win. But he knew he didn't need to be that banner efficient. This guy here, I can't remember who this guy was. I think this is the guy who, yep, this is the guy where I wasn't paying attention. Oops. And I didn't realize I was even in this one because I've forgotten how much, but yeah, so I don't know, I'm finding fives are, just generally the GAC format is quite difficult at the moment. I do think that it's giving you 12 intense battles, and those 12 intense battles mean that you don't necessarily, why am I having a loss in the screen? Let's leave it here, let's let this breathe. The format now just means that you are like 2 man meats smashing into each other, boom, 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 and you get like punch drunk from it after time, and you know, you get very kind of like, you put your heart and soul into 12 matches. It's a bit of a oh and a who. So I'd like to kind of even that out, I would say, in life. I do find that a lot of my opponents, I mean, the other thing that I'd like to see people talk a bit more about is actually the skill that you are as a player is now the difference in the GPs. It's nothing to do with your win-loss record. It is specifically to do with what you're fighting against. You know, I could throw the next 6 matches, wait till the start of a GAC Centre season, and then go like 12-0. That would make me the best player. That would make me the worst starting position, if that makes sense. So I do think that we need to kind of talk as a community in different terms. We need to talk more about how big our mismatches are and use that with pride. Yeah, I'm proud of my mismatches. My mismatches are mismatches because I'm very good at this game. And that's what we all need to say to each other, is that you didn't lose. You played somebody that was infinitely higher. I mean, here's this guy here. He's played somebody that with an 800,000 GP 1 GL difference, and he's beaten them in the last battle by 20 banners. I mean, it's not something you would really kind of write home to your mother about, is it? You know, so I think there's a change in the vernacular we use. I think that we need to start applying to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and about GSC in particular. But that brings me on to the biggest issue, which is I don't have all the GLs. And that's the biggest problem that I face, is that I go into, I'd say maybe 5 out of 6 GACs, I think, with a 1 GL disadvantage. And that immediately just puts you on the back foot. It immediately says to your opponent, right, you put your Vader on defense, fine. I will cheese it, but then what we're doing is you then have 5 GLs versus my 4 GLs. Oh, I'll put my Rey and my Kenobi on defense. Okay, fine. So you can Kenobi mirror me. You can put Rey in there, and you can see my Rey. I'll see your Rey. But again, all we've done is we've just exchanged. We've sort of done a 1-for-1 swap. It's like a pawn exchange in chess. So again, he now moves to having 2 GLs to my 1 GL. And it starts to become even more of a mismatch. So I don't know, you know, I think that unless you can perfect one of these non-GL GL counters, and I think that has to be one of my mid to long-term priorities, is I need to start modding, practicing, and working on a non-GL to GL counter. That's the way that this game is moving in, and the more and more that people are, you know, at the very, very top, when you talk to the legend that is Loki, I'm #1 in the world, and it's time to throw out a little bit more love. The fact that someone like Loki, Sir Loki, actually hangs around the island, pops into our Discord to chat, pops into our stream to chat, sends me DMs like, I've done this, thank you very much, and good luck, you know, and I think Loki is an incredible human being, and I could not be prouder that the best player in the entire world hangs about the island bar, you know. And so I just throw love to Sir Loki, but I'm not only going to throw love to Sir Loki on that, we also have people like Halo Implant here come for the streams, Tanu and our big beautiful head, Wolverine, the Wolf, also all these people that are at the top of the leaderboard, and we'll spend a bit of time later on, we'll look at every single person and how much love I love for them. But the fact that people of that level and that ability hang out here and try and help me and give opinions and are here for you to chat to and you to learn from as well, because every time they're giving an opinion or a chat or whatever, how they might do something, it's like a learning for us all, you know. It might not apply, I might ignore them because I'm not paying attention, which I do a lot, I apologize, but you guys are seeing it, you guys are so I think it's great. What I'm really proud of the number of high level players come here. and how often they chat, how often they'll give opinions, how often they will freely share without feeling as though, oh my god, I've said something I shouldn't have, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so thank you. Love you, Sir Loki, but love you also. Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Halo Implant. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being some part of the island. But what I was starting at their level, at Loki's level, Loki probably puts all 6 GLs on defense every single round, and it purely becomes how do you kill the GLs with the current non-GL counter. And everything's set up with that kind of, you know, it's going to be 6 GLs on defense. You know you're going to have to go in with 6 non-GL counters. How do we get there? Van Seal? Sorry, I missed you out, Van Seal there. You are an incredible player of the game, a man that knows the bounty hunters better than anybody on the planet. And your theory crafting around the bounty hunters is unbelievable. So thank you. Thank you for coming to my chat. Thank you for saying hi. So I think that's where we're going. So I think there's kind of 2 directions. Number 1, I probably need to get Lord Vader. I probably need to get Lord Vader. That's a terrible fucking thing to talk about. I want to talk about, so I've talked about fights. I'm going to talk now about my general farming areas and directions now. I should stop looking at my opponent then. My god, look at my opponent. Look at me jealously just looking at my opponent. So we've got like sort of 3 areas. We've got the missing GL. Not having Lord Vader just means that I can solo an SLKR, I can solo many other things, or I can just put the thing on defense to use up his SLKR. So I do think that Lord Vader needs to be a priority. Life's not going to get any easier without him. 3v3s will increase that GL benefit even more. We'll talk about 3v3s in the next video in a week's time, I think. Yeah, week's time. There'll be 2 of these. So I need that 6 GL. Getting Star Killer has been the key to me going 7 and 5 and me still hitting up about 800,000. But we are going to have to kind of start down that Vader route. Shall I push the button? We all hate the button. Shall I push it? No journey in progress. Should I push the button? I don't want to push the button. Okay, I'm going to push the button. Push the button. I'll get 15 tickets. That's quite lucky. I don't know why I got those. Okay, I push the button. No, I've not begun. Oh, I've begun the... Anyway, so this has to be key, and we'll go back and we'll talk about the effing Bad Batch in a minute. We have already got 3 of the 16. So, you know, we've got the standard Echo, we've got the bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes, and we've got... Oh god, I'm 85. Okay, oh god, how is that even a fuck? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Honestly, is CG trolling us with making that a completed, well done Field of Force? You got level 85. Dicks. Honestly, dicks. Yeah. Bad Batch, Dooku, Wessel, those nuclear vessels. So a lot of these people, Gas, Arc, these people are already, I mean Tarkin, all these people are already into relics, Dooku, Zami. So a lot of this is probably a relic farm. There's very little gear actually left. The gear comes in the words we don't use. Those 2 awful words, bad and batch. And let me talk about Bad Batch, let me talk about where they are. In fact, actually, it's just whacked all that shit at the top, isn't it? Oh, so here's the current status. Maybe this is like a nice kind of overview. It's not bad. you know, when you look at gear, all of these are all in the relics. A lot of relic 8s to go, which is going to be the top end stuff. But the likes, if you look at, you know, here's little Zami. If we look at the current relic situation, maybe she's not a good one because she can't see all the stuff. Where's Dukes? Well, you and I got the vibe. Okay, so here's the stuff we've got. We've got lots of nice little energy saved up there. We just kind of farm that every day, and we've not really done much relics since Starkiller, so that's mounting up. So we've got the energy. We've got tons of these. Zimbos. Zimbos tend to be one of the hardest. And we don't have too much here, this stuff to crush, but we're not too bad there. Ooh, fucking impulse detectors. And this. So yeah, we don't have stuff ready for the R9s, but I guess the R8s were not too bad. Yeah, so I'm not too worried. So I actually, you know, when I looked at this, I didn't really feel that I was as far away from the Lord Vader requirements as I maybe initially thought. But the biggest problem, and we talk about it very often on the little channel, is Bad Batch. So I farmed the stuff. So I don't know what I was doing at the time. So I think when Bad Batch came out and when they announced Lord Vader, I think I might have even been C farming. And I had C to farm. I then had SLKR. No, then I had GMK to farm before I got to Lord Vader. So I basically had 3 GLs behind. I was 3 GLs off the top, so to speak, when Lord Vader was launched. Obviously the top was much smaller back then. So I just I farmed the shards about these people, you know, like everybody did, you know, every time something new comes out, I always farm the shards. I mean, you've got to. And yeah, but of course they need a lot of fucking chirotechs. So the chirotechs were going on the characters for the others. The relics were going on the characters for the others just to get GMK, who is amazing, to get C. Honestly, I think I was still doing C back when this came out. Not too sure, need to check time. Yeah. So I never put them on. So I put some gear on. And I'm desperate to get them because, look, as much as we joke about them, they are a very good team. And they have the little niche in the thing. I guess the problem I've always had with Bad Batch is that they announced Lord Vader, and then it quickly became apparent Lord Vader was quite cheesable on defense, and therefore the need to get Lord Vader went down in priority for just about everyone who thought. You know, I mean, he is incredibly important if you don't have the others, but if you don't have any of the others are almost more useful. Even though Lord Vader is a very good offensive character, please use him on offense, or stick him on defense just as that one-to-one trade. So because of that, I never started putting the Kairos onto the Bad Batch. And then what happened was, obviously these guys are ridiculously Cairo dependent. And we only get a certain amount of Kairos every week. They've become the new grind over currency sort of thing. Yeah. The next thing that happened was that when I was about to start doing them, they started launching incredibly good characters in Mara Jade, Starkiller, and therefore it became easier to do those 4 characters and then Starkiller before you did this lot. And yeah, that's why we've never done Bad Batch. I know they're a great team, they have incredible good. I have now favorited the Tech, and then I'll favorite Echo, because, oh my god, what did I do? Was that me? I hit a button. I didn't hit the right button. So Tech and Echo will work in a normal clone team. They're actually very good with the stun and the damage immunity. We did have a battle I never showed you where I was stuck behind a nest, and I actually ran Echo, I think, in a Shakti clones, Shakti's clone thing, and used the healing immunity for 2 turns to effectively kill Nest. So I kind of will want to put, going to put gear into Tekken Echo, and what I'll do is I'll basically just work through them maybe one at a time. So we won't have a fully functioning Bad Batch team until we get the last one, but we'll kind of work through them one at a time. I know we do need a team. Everybody's shouting at me in chat right now. Welcome in chat. Love you. Should I give love to the shouters? I put on these presentations, and the people who shout at me, I appreciate you. Thank you for shouting. You actually, you give other people things to shout about. Yeah, please keep shouting. Please keep picking up mistakes. Please keep making errors. I am not perfect at this game. I don't know anyone that is. Well, obviously, there's many other presentations who say that they're perfect at the game. I am not. I will hit the wrong button. I will panic. I'm a human being, and what you see when I'm doing my JC is my raw emotion, my raw panic at strange mechanics that go on. Please be more detailed though in your shouting. Like, let me know it's the third ability, or it's called this, or, you know, like, tell me why I don't just shout. Shouting, I am shouting, but mind you, even if you're gonna shout, don't worry. One thing I guess we might be known for is I actually have no mods on the channel, so no one's gonna time you out. No one will time you out. Nobody's got a ban hammer holding over you, ready to go. Get rid of you. We are an 18+ channel, so I guess there's no language. It will auto mod certain things. But yeah, so understand that whereas on other channels you're pushing people. I guess if anyone does, look, there's a difference between constructive and just shouting. I would say, but thank you for shouting. Thank you for picking up on my mistakes. I will continually troll you though, more and more with my bot. So I am adding more and more commands that will start having a conversation with you anytime you criticize me. Just saying that. Welcome to hell. Welcome to Sandfly. But honestly, do not think for 1 second that I will not tear into you if you tear into me. It's a warning. Anyway, we're chatting about Bad Batch. So yeah, but the biggest problem the Bad Batch now have is exactly like they did. And we're going to talk a little bit maybe about the cadence of the game and where the game is at the moment. Just before I got to start farming the Bad Batch, out come the Inquisitors. So the heavy, Kyrotech heavy, Inquisitorious faction suddenly drops. So unfortunately, the gear needs to go on these women. You can get that, love. There you go. GG's. Have a good day. And what the Inquisitors are, and these are the new Bad Batch. These are the new characters who are going to be locked in Conquest. You're going to need to do feats with them. We already know that. We will try and talk a little bit about Conquest towards the end. Yeah, so this lot are now getting all of the Kairos. Here's Big Bird here. This team is going to be streaming gold. And again, we're just stuck behind Kairos. Why do I say this is streaming gold? Because look at them. It's like somebody did a caricature of a character. I mean, look here. Okay, we've got fucking Trilla. Who puts a fucking helmet on Trilla? Look, if I was going out with Trilla, she'd never have a helmet on. Here's Big Bird. Look at her. She's glorious. I'm not in any way size shaming. I'm merely saying she looks glorious. Glorious. Look at her. I might even... These Zetas are definitely happening soon. I've got the Zetas saved up. I'm just not too sure. But she looks absolutely glorious. Okay. I'm not sure who this guy is. We've never seen him before in any presentation or game. So we'll just skip over him. He's not important. Ignore him. Look at Greta here. This is Greta. Greta lives on the German-Dutch border. She lives just around, I think, the Dusseldorf area. She manages a scientific facility. You can tell. Look at her stern face. Yeah. Her and her Germanic stroke Dutch hat. Yes, don't get her. She's around that, maybe not Dusseldorf, you know the Krefeld area? Krefeld? Is that Krefeld? Krefeld, just German-Dutch border. She's in there, she's running a manufacturing facility, and scientists definitely doing some scientific management, we think. Probably around the upper management. Probably got red hair under here. We look forward to her. Greta is a beautiful human. And then we have the poor man's Data from Star Trek. Sort of half pirate, half what is Data in Star Trek? He's a mechanoid. Look at him. They've just stolen Data. They've made him slightly less blue and stuck a pirate hat on him. That is such, I mean, honestly. So anyway, these people, I'm sorry, Bad Batch, but these people have got to get the gear. Everything's going to be locked behind them. They are going to be the new, oh my god, meta faction shite. And they're eventually going to drop the Grand Inquisitor. Now, hot take. Do you want a hot take? I think the Grand Inquisitor, right, was to add patience. And I know you're all shouting at me now saying, no, I fucking wasn't. It was to definitely to make all of their leaderships. No, see, that's what many people say, and it would make sense. However, it doesn't make sense for one reason, in that I think the Inquisitorious faction is going to have more than 5 people. Well, it's going to get a 6th one, I guess. But I think the whole point of the Inquisitor's faction is you have a pool of 7 or 8 players. I think this is what they've drawn up on their board. Is they're gonna have 7 or 8 different Inquisitors or players. So look at me, and you pick different people and put them all in. And there's going to be a lot of theory crafting against different teams. That right, you go with this guy, you go with this guy's lead, this lead instead of that lead, and you're going to have all these different floating compositions. Okay, that's why I think they all have a leadership. What I think the Grand Inquisitor was meant to do was add the patience, but they panicked. The problem with the Inquisitors without the Grand Inquisitor, or without seeing the patience mechanic, is they're a bit, they're okay, but they're like, not that great, not that special, you'd say. So I think the Grand Inquisitor was to add the patience to them all, and that was going to be what he was adding. They've obviously now stripped, in my opinion, this is purely my opinion, they randomly gave these people a new ability, patience, which they've never really, they've done it once or twice before, where they've reworked a kit, or they've done a rework and given somebody, but they've never really done it mass across the board in such a weird way, I would say, as they did with this lot. So I genuinely think, hot take, coming out of this channel first, I think the Inquisitor added the patience. They've now taken that out of the Inquisitor thing, so I reckon they're currently doing a Grand Inquisitor rework, because the Grand Inquisitor is fucking late. I'm sorry again, but he's fucking late. In all other times when they've dropped the 5th character, or the 4th, anytime they've dropped the last character, they've then put the character you want to get drop within a week of it. They've dropped it very, very quickly, trying to get people to rush the 5th brother to get the Inquisitor. In this case, they didn't do that. They haven't announced a kit. They don't know where he's coming. There's no announcement, and we're all going to be busy doing Conquest. Everybody is panicking and gearing up the Inquisitors now for Conquest. Again, we'll talk about that in maybe 5 minutes time. But yeah, they're late. The Grand Inquisitor is late. And I think that saw them. There was a pause between, we launched the 2nd sister, the 9th sister, Then there was a big pause before we get the 8th brother and the 7th. I think what happened is that they launched the 2nd sister, 9th sister, and they were shocked by the negative feedback, and they were shocked by the lack of take-up of the characters. So then they started having meetings. They then delayed. They decided they had to do something about it. They delayed the 8th brother for about a week or two, because I reckon they were meant to come weekly. They delayed it, and I think the Grand Inquisitor is probably again late now. He's probably going through a kit rework at the moment to cope with the new patients and the patients moving. They're trying to work out what to do with these Omicrons, what they're trying to give him for some use. That's what I think. I don't know any of the beta testers, so I can't tell you if any of this is true. If it happens to be true, I apologize, CG, but this is just what I'm seeing, and I hope you understand this is just me talking off the top of my head. Yeah, so I think the Grand Inquisitor's late. I think we're going to get these, but this has to be where, because it's 3v3 though, you can farm 3 of them. You don't need all 5. So again, we've also kind of got ourselves... We don't even need the Grand Inquisitor for 12 weeks or something. We have 3 months almost before we're going to get back to 5s again at the minimum. We might even go longer than that. They might run 2 runs of 3s. And by the time we're finished all that, we're probably all going to have the 8th brother, the 7th sister, we're probably going to have a lot of these all thingied up. So that's kind of where we are. We're just farming the Inquisitors. That's why we're farming the Inquisitors. Because of that, I did buy the calendar. Pack available. Nope, don't want that. I'm trying to find where to find my calendars. Find me calendars. Calendars, no. I want calendars. Calendars, inbox. Inbox, I think is calendars. No, daily log. Yeah, here we are. So I have bought this calendar. 125 shards. Thank you for correcting me, Opinionator. Love you too. 125 shards for $20. Ignore all the other shite it gives you, but 125 shards on their own is well worth it. So I've already got the 25 of the 2nd sister, so she's now approaching into the 6th star. I think she's almost at. But these are going to be a gear grind and a shard grind. No way around it. The only thing I would say is if you jump into the actual kits, let me find the Inquisitors. Sorry, I'm jumping around here like a lunatic. Inquisitors, let's go to the guy that nobody's ever heard of. 8th brother, here you are. Who are you? This is unlocking at 3-star gear 1, this patience ability. And if you read through it, basically you can throw on three characters together that are Inquisitors. You can unlock the 3 patiences for a quarter of a fuck all, and then they're going to be off and running. So even though I only have a couple at the moment, when we talk about my 3v3 teams, I am going to toss one with these 2 and make a team of 3. So worth doing that in the Pages team. Don't sleep on them. We will see them in some format in 3v3. They're going to be a new team. New teams are always a nightmare. Anyway, maybe I should talk about general thoughts on the game. Is that a nice... where's the game at? I think the game has a huge problem at the moment. And maybe I talked about it a while ago when I talked about I used to be 3 GLs behind. I'm now only 1 GL behind. So Loki, the best player on the planet, is only 1 character ahead of me, which doesn't sound right. And I think that is all down to the slowing cadence of releases. If they're only going to release 5 characters a quarter, then we are all catching up. They're also accelerating the old ones. So again, that wave of people are now getting GLs faster, getting GLs quicker, getting GLs easier. They are loosened some of the early gear grind and relic grind. So People are now able to get Ray and SLKR, going back and getting those pretty fast. So I think the biggest problem this game has at the moment is the lack of release cadence of people. Now, that's not their fault, if that makes any sense. It's no one's fault. Well, there is one person who could maybe help, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The problem with the game now is it's got too many characters. It's got too many characters and it has too many unique abilities, all of which can interact with each other, if that makes sense. So the problem with that, then it's impossible to playtest all the different combinations against all the different combinations. So they sit down and they're like, right, how do we counter a GMK team, a GMK team, a GMK team? They design a perfect group of 5 people to do that. And then they launch it and somebody goes, well, hang on, if we use it with this other team over here, we get an infinite loop and it... But there's no way beta testers can predict these things. And I do take my hat off to the beta testers that do an awesome job with the game. But you can't do that. You can't predict. And that's the problem with just having too many characters with too many unique abilities. And I did say there was one person that could maybe help them out. And that person fucking hates them. And that person is the person who is designing the kits. Oh, there is a fun thing I've noticed with the game. Okay, see when you first click. Okay, hang on, let's see if I can stop it. Right, hang on, watch this. Right, hang on, I'm gonna have to roll time backwards and forwards, right? Watch the relic counter in the bottom corner. Right, look, it loads at 10. They've changed the loading onto this screen, right? And they've added, so it procs a placeholder first. And it's procking all the placeholders. I noticed that when I edited a video. Anyway, sorry, let's sketch it. So the guy who is designing the kits, so the people that are designing the characters are getting slower and slower, right? The guy who is designing the kits is still very, very excited, and God love him. He is developing a new buff. Every time they launch any new character, out comes a new buff. And again, that makes the issue and all the counter interactions, everything even harder. So we're looking at these now. We've now got a purge mechanic comes with this lot. Now, why can't we just have given them like a fear mechanic? We could have given them an old mechanic. I'll talk in a minute what I might do, but these people now all purge, which means that now we have these. Okay, all allies must be inquisitorious. Okay, fine, sorted. Right, I've done that. Okay, good. So they're now having to put these incredible causative statements in the kits. Like Star Killer doesn't work on a Tuesday unless it's the 3rd Tuesday after Lent. Only if Mace is in the team with it. You know, all of these really sub-causative kits. So I think the biggest problem they have is that the guy designing the kits is doing an incredibly inventive job and developing all these new buffs. But every time he designs a new buff, he has to make it closeted, otherwise it applies to everything. But even the stuff that doesn't apply to everything can end up applying to some things. Okay? See, okay, so this one is the lead of Ninth Sister is not causative. So, allies are immune to speed limiting effects. Okay, well that's quite, you know, you can throw a GL with this. I know GLs are also, but you can throw an entire team. So I think you might see some Ninth Sister leads. Whenever an enemy gains bonus turn meter. Okay, so basically, any team, was it GML, GMK, you know, like any of the Jedi teams that are getting bonus turn meter constantly are going to keep giving this bird the potency and tenacity. If the enemy is Jedi, they have a 50%, you know, so all you need to do is keep her alive. So if you use, I guess, her maybe with GML and with a Watt to make sure GML's taunting, you could end up with people constantly generating, and you could have this budget lead, and the lead should exist for the rest of the battle. So I don't know. Don't sleep on the Ninth Sister lead, it's a weird one. So yeah, so anyway, they're having to put in these causative leads, and therefore the person's designing the kits could help them out, you know. Look, here's what I would do. Just copy, just copy, you know. Give us another Chewbacca and just reskin him, right? You know, we know that Chewbacca doesn't break the game. If you just gave us a new Chewbacca, exactly the same kit, you know, of course, move it around a tiny bit because you want to, but don't fundamentally put in a brand new thing. Just give us a second Chewbacca. Just reskin the whole of the Rebels, or the whole of the Bad Batch, or the whole of the whatever as just a new team. Help out your boys because they're struggling to get all this stuff done. So the slow cadence is the biggest problem in the game. The launch cadence is just too slow, and therefore everyone is catching up. Everybody's getting to this point where the top of the tree, the Kyber oneness, is just everybody with the same roster. And I know, oh no, it's all about mods, it's all about mods, it's all about mods, it's all about relics, it's all about relics, but yeah, but this is a character creation game, not a relic creation game. So yeah, anyway, that's me kind of, yeah, I've rapped about the game, I've rapped about it. So the firing priorities, number one, Inquisitors, but we've got to get Lord Vader on the island. Therefore, Bad Batch is going to be in there as well. So we'll see what happens when 3s hits. We'll talk about 3s next week. We'll talk about the 3v3 teams I'm using. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about Conquest. Before we get to Conquest, and talk a little bit about the little channel. Is that okay? I was going to say I was throwing out love today. I am throwing out love today. So this is my little channel. Right, I refer to my little channel. But what I guess I want to talk about more is this graph. Can I make graph bigger? I can. Look at me making the graph bigger. Oh, big graph. Everybody at home, if you have a big graph, please type big graph. So, I started streaming. The first stream I ever did was Stranded Deep. First game I ever played. Still love it. I might do it again soon. But I started back here, back in February 2021. And the green line is the average viewers over time. That's you guys. And the pink line is the number of hours that I streamed that month. And yeah, I couldn't be more humbled, more happy, and more proud of what we've done. So our average viewers, we're at 32 in May. If I go back a year, 9. It's rubbish. But sorry. What I'm saying is, look, our average viewers is going up as every month we are going up and up and up, and you know, is you guys doing this, you guys hanging out, you guys being so incredible that in 1 year we've gone from 9 to 30, I don't know, 32, you know, and it's pretty consistent. You know, we are growing every single month. We're having more and more people average coming into stream, but we do that with the same mix of games. We always play a movie game on a Sunday, and we started doing now a Friday night stream where we do some community games and stuff. And yeah, I just want to say thank you again. Not many streams or streamers have this level of growth. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes as a game is quite flat in how the viewers monthly, if we look at, I don't know, I'm clicking, God, I'm just randomly clicking the internet. This is a bad idea. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. If you look at the overall performance of Star Wars Galaxy, okay, game. No, I want game. Game. Here we are. So this is the game as a whole. Look at it. It's doing so well. It currently has no live viewers and no live channels. I'm live. Here is the... Oh, that's a bit messy. Monthly. Okay. So here are the number of viewers per month. And you can see when a lot of people moved across. This will be Fisk. You can see Fisk doing God's work. And then everyone started moving across this. But you can notice here that the number of viewers watching is not as high as it was. It's coming down and down, and over here 56,000 people watched Star Wars in April. A year ago 60. I mean, it bumps up and down. It's not too bad, but you notice that the number of viewers for the game is not ramping up. We shouldn't talk so much about this. I'll get shouted at. People will be like, no, we will burn you down. But in that same period of time, we have grown as an island community, as an incredible group of people who turn out and chat. And again, I want to say thank you to everyone that comes to every single stream. I also need to thank, obviously, we get some incredible raids. It's me, Jay, Dr. Zeppers, Fisk, Zereth, who are the two guys that argue? I like them. I like their channel. What's their channel called? Jensic the Bearded. I quite like their presentation. As well as non-Star Wars people like Fighting Drunk, like Borky Bork, people like Happa, people like Carneyfool, all of whom have raided and said hi, and incredible people that have shouted me out and let me on their little channel. I appreciate all the support and all the help, and I expect this line to keep going up. I got a lot of exciting things coming. We are getting better and better presentation. And even this today, look, I'm recording this for you and talking about the game in general and talking about where we're going. This is me saying thank you. I love you. And with that being said, we've never done a celebratory stream, and I think we need to plan one in. Not a cash grab for me, you know. We won't be smacking my arse while you give me money. But I think we need a little bit of a celebration stream. I want to currently, I might not launch anything new for a while in videos and stuff. I might sort of record them all and hide them all, and then during a celebratory stream, maybe we'll do about 6 to 8 hours, something like that. Not too long. I'm not going to do 24 hours because that's boring, and even I would get bored. We'll do about 6 to 8 hours. We'll do 3 or 4 different games and stuff like that. But yeah, we need to plan in that soon. And just celebrate and say thank you. We're heading towards 500 followers. That might be a good thing to initiate it, but we'll see how that goes. But look, you know, you guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. I appreciate and love you all. Anyway, we're going to talk about Conquest. Thoughts on Conquest? Thank you, everyone. Conquest. So Conquest is already started for you. I'm going to talk. I know I said I'd talk for an hour. I'm going to cover this a bit quickly, because I'm sure I'll be typing in Discord, and you'll be able to see it on Discord, and you'll be able to talk to me in Discord. Yeah, you know that. Anyway, we'll do that. So, I like Conquest. Okay, I'm gonna go on World. Obviously, this is recorded, so this says the event started, but it's not. I like Conquest. That'll break the fourth wall. We don't know what that means, but it might break it. We'll just put it there. I like Conquest. I like the ability of something to go into game and you do it, and it's not some kind of really wanky thing that you need to kind of do. You know, you don't need to coordinate with a guild or other people. You can play at your own time. I like these elements. But CG still needs to make money, and therefore I fully understand why they lock things behind Inquisitors. It's what any of us would have done. They've moved away from the ultra grindy feats, but I like the game modes. A little bit of game modes. I like the way it turns over. You know, you maybe do 3 refreshes a day. You get some decent rewards out of it, and getting characters like, well, we don't know if we'll get Darth Malgus in 3, but that'll depend on the Inquisitor feats and how cheesable some of them are. And I'm sure there'll be again better discussions from Skelltrix, Bit Dynasty. Every other channel will know how to cheese these. But getting a character like Darth Malgus in 3 months from just doing work on their little phone and doing a few battles and autoing a few battles is a lot better than other launches. I mean, it's a great, you know, the Darth Malgus will end up costing less crystals or less money than the 5th brother, and he's going to be infinitely better. So I think what they're doing with it's great. It's an interesting one, and I've said this a few times. Darth Malgus is not he doesn't work with a GL. There is no Sith you know, as much as everybody will tell you, oh god, no, this, it means it's new, they're going to do SWGOH content, no, this is just a one-off launch. This is kind of getting out of the if emergency break glass. Okay, oh shit, we'll take this out. Oh, there we go. So I hope that we start seeing these slightly single characters coming from Conquest, and those single characters make one group better. I think it's a nice way to kind of creep the thing forward. I like, same as maybe putting an Omicron on. I think it's quite good. I'm looking forward to it. So right now I'm probably about to do my Conquest, possibly over in Discord. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'll be in the world. But yeah, I think Conquest is good. If I look at the feats and maybe just project, well, maybe we'll finish up soon by me just kind of talking about where I see the feats. The global feats are always very good. I think that the dread. So to get the dread data disc, we're gonna have to do the Darth Malik, Darth Revan. But you know what? That's pretty easy to kill. We're also gonna have to do 40 battles with Sith Empire. So we're doing Sith Empire. Well, we're also gonna be killing. So that's like 2 for 1. That is great. Foresight. 20 battles without a leader. That's gonna be a. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I guess that'll be a GL, put in a side piece slot. Something like SLKR or, you know, GML or Ray. And just put Ray in with someone that she can protect. So, you know, put someone without just basically jumble up your Ray team, or probably what I'll do. And that should do those 20 battles pretty fast, and should still get me the 3 stars and move me on to the next thing. So I reckon I'll do that. My general strategy tends to be now, the data discs are a bit wank compared to the team compositions. Well, they certainly have been. So I think what I'll start doing is I will start ignoring the hard path. Especially if I have this Sector 3. When I have an Inquisitor feat, I don't want to go anywhere near the hard path. I want to give myself the easiest possible teams to do the Inquisitor feats. So I'll probably kind of avoid those on Sector 3, Sector 5, definitely. And, well, it doesn't really matter so much for the feats on Sector 4. So probably 3 and 5 will definitely not be on the hard path. Probably 4 will do the hard path. So I'll probably might stick on the hard path 1 and 2, but not for that much longer. Yeah, the rest of it, a lot of it is very cheesy. A lot of them we've had before. A lot of these things, comps are out there. You can get the battles pretty fast, which we all kind of get in Galactic Challenge anyway. So I think it's pretty good. What are my expectations for where I'm going to get? Well, I'll be on holiday, so I'll be sitting by a pool with fuck all to do with Wi-Fi, so I will have lots and lots of time to play. I'm going to make better use of those little modifiers they give you, which they just take away at the end of them, so you might as well use those up. So I think every time I get a modifier, except the frenzy, I'll keep the frenzies, and I'll keep the ones that'll give me instant TM or a lot extra health, but the ones that are maybe a health steal or whatever, those ones, if they're in there, I'll use those. I'll look for the specific thing. So I think I'll be pushing through it early. I have preloaded my energy, so I'll get quite a few battles. And I think my GMK, I think my 5 GLs can do some God's work and get me through most of it. And I'll be grinding out the Sith Empire and the Old Republic, I think, as well. Old Republic's going to be a bit of an effort, because I don't have the greatest Old Republic. I've got the Jedi Revan and the Basti, but not the rest of them very well. So anyway, that's kind of where I see it. I will be posting Discord my progress. You'll be able to go over there now and see where I am, and I'll probably post now just to let you know where I am. And I wish you all the best of luck. I mean, remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You do have 2 weeks to do it. You do have 2 weeks to kind of get your head on. I think I will look very carefully at the Premonition and the Dread data discs, because those, certainly the overly powered one was overly powered. So I think I'll look at those, and I might look at Dread and Premonition as a target to try and get early. So Malik and Darth Revan, certainly. So I think what I'll do is I'll be maxing out my Sith Empire attempts as early as possible and try and kind of work through them. Cool. Anyway, that's kind of what I was going to talk about today. I don't know how you guys found that. I don't know. You're probably like, no, this is a terrible format. Oh my god, I've gone all robotic. I'm robotic, man. Look, I've gone like a robot. Let me fix that. Sorry. Google does that. If anyone ever asks you why have I gone, why is the idiot gone all robotic? Oh god, no. Google has fixed it now. Yeah, that was it. That was the day. That was the presentation. I don't know if I can raid. Okay, so at the moment, as we said at the start, this has been largely pre-recorded. I say largely pre-recorded, entirely pre-recorded. But hopefully you guys will still be able to chat when you've been watching this. Hopefully I've just ran this properly and I've not screwed it up. But yeah, that's been my thoughts on Star Wars at the moment, where I am, what I'm farming, what I see as the problems in the game, and what I'm doing on Conquest. Keep chatting, keep joining Discord, keep saying hi to me. I do love you all. Thank you very, very much. And I'll see you, I guess, maybe in a week's time. A week's time? Yeah, I think a week's time, where I will talk about the 3v3 compositions I'm going to do, and yeah, what else we're doing on the channel, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the future stuff. And we'll also, on Sunday, we will have a movie game walkthrough of a game. Don't know which one we'll do yet, but we will have another pre-recorded presentation. I am recording these. I will either eventually put these on YouTube, but we'll try and load them at usual time. Anyway, much love, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to Sandflies. And I don't know if I can raid you off, so you can sit through a stream ending thing. You might need to walk today, but until next time, it's closing time. I can't play the song. Much love. Thank you. Good night.